In Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, a new twist on the classic fairy tale turns the brother and sister into bounty hunters who track and kill witches all over the world.
My name is Gretel, and this is my brother Hansel.
I'm not going to have you telling me what to do.
How do you best kill a witch?
Cutting off her head tends to work.
Hate that one.
I wasn't really sure what to expect from Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, but when I first saw the trailer, I thought maybe it could be cool because it looked kind of like a Van Helsing type of thing, but rather than classic monsters, it was like classic fairy tales. And I loved Van Helsing when I was younger. It still holds a special place in my heart, so I thought maybe I'll be kind of a sucker for this. It won't be very good, but I might like it. And I have to say, that is kind of the case, but it is a forgettable movie. It's definitely nothing great, but it's also not that bad, and there are actually a couple of things that impressed me about it, mainly the practical stuff. But let me get a little more in-depth with Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, starting off with the plot, which is, as I said, Hansel and Gretel, the classic fairy tale with a modern, edgy twist. And obviously, this is a thing that Hollywood does these days. They take old fairy tales and turn them into, like, dark and gritty new takes. And in this case, I actually think the tone really worked for it in the script and in the directing, but there's some humor in it. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but it also isn't just a complete wash. You know, it's somewhat interesting, and I have to say, I kind of liked the sort of twist they put on the backstory of Hansel and Gretel. I was less interested in what was going on now than I was with their backstory. So, you know, there was still something there at least. It, like I said, is forgettable, but I got something out of it while watching it. But like I said, I thought the tone worked for this movie as far as the directing goes as well, because it really came across that they knew what they were making. They knew that it was a dark and gritty take on Hansel and Gretel, and that's all they did. It really didn't feel like it was trying to be anything more than that, and it didn't feel like it was taking itself too seriously that it wouldn't be enjoyable. And so, while I was watching it, I would say I enjoyed it, but within a few days of seeing it, I'm sure I'll forget it. It's definitely nothing memorable specifically. However, there are actually some things I was impressed by, and that is the practical stuff in the movie. The practical makeup, the practical sets, the practical effects, and not that all of it's practical effects, obviously, but there was enough that I was definitely surprised and impressed. And the main thing I want to say that I was really just shocked by is the troll, Edward. When he came on screen, I was like, is that a costume? Because if so, that's amazing, and I have to commend them for that, because usually these types of things are just CG and that's it. And so I thought that was cool. I also thought the gore was cool when it was practical and there was just things exploding, and it really, like I said, worked for this movie. It seemed like they were having a good time making it, and once again, not trying to be anything more than that. So really, I do have to commend them for at least being practical with this stuff and not just completely cheaping out and making it all computer effects and stuff like that. But the last thing I have to talk about is the acting, and this is kind of just whatever. I mean, you know, Gemma Arterton, I don't really know her, but she was just hamming it up the whole time. And Jeremy Renner felt genuine, he felt likable, but he also was kind of hamming it up a little bit. I will say that Famke Jensen, if that's how you pronounce it, I always get it wrong, I think, is actually pretty good in this. She seems confident, and she seems like she wants to be there, so it's not just like a half-assed performance. But other than that, you know, the acting is nothing incredible. The whole movie's nothing incredible. Is it great? No. Is it bad? I didn't think so. I didn't think it was terrible, but let me know in the comments what you thought of Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. Let me know if you liked it at all. I totally get if somebody didn't like it at all. I thought there was some stuff that I enjoyed while I was watching it, and I appreciate the practical effects and, you know, makeup and whatever, but obviously it's just a whatever movie. Let me know what you thought of the practical stuff. Let me know anything that you want about Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, and that's pretty much it.